Hello Pixie Doll, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal, aka the Wholesome Witch, and welcome to another Coffee Coven Chat. Today we are getting into some holistic practices I put in place in my daily routines in order to help manage my anxiety. So a couple of weeks back in May sometime, I posted a chat about kind of my journey with anxiety and things I do in the moment to help me kind of get past those episodes, if for lack of a better word. And I talked a little bit about things that I do in my daily life, but today I just want to kind of lay out in a more concise way things that I incorporate into my routines every day just to help me stay in a more centered, balanced place. So I'm going to go through some of them. I think there's 7 or 8 that I do on a daily basis. And it might sound like a lot of things when I'm going through them, but most of them take little to no extra time out of my day. So they're really practical, they're really easy to incorporate, and I just wanted to share them so that maybe you can get some inspiration for ways to incorporate some of them into your own daily routines and to try and make them just part of your daily rituals, if you will, in order to also help you stay centered and balanced and grounded and in a high vibe energy throughout your day, especially if you're someone who, deals with anxiety sometimes. And if you're still watching, I assume that you do. So let's go ahead and jump right into some of my holistic practices I use on a daily basis, weaving them throughout my routine to help me stay in this high vibe centered space. So I don't have these in order of importance. I'm going to kind of go through them in the same order that I do throughout my day. So I'm going to start with exercise and daily movement. So I don't need to really go through all of the reasons exercise and daily movement are healthy for you. We all know that this is healthy for us. We know that it benefits us on not only a physical level, but huge on mental and spiritual levels as well. It's literally the first thing I do after I get up in the morning. I get ready and I go to the gym. You don't have to go to the gym. It can be any kind of movement you want. You could do a morning yoga, an at-home workout, a stretch, a little dance around your bedroom, a walk around your neighborhood, whatever suits your schedule, suits your lifestyle, and whatever things you enjoy. Starting my day with exercise really helps to put me in a good space mentally. It also helps my body feel better and more energized as I go throughout my day. And, exercise gives you that boost of happy hormones. It gets your endorphins going. It puts you in a good mental space. It helps you wake up in the morning as well. You don't have to do it in the morning. You can also do it at nighttime. I just find that it works best for me in the morning and really sets my day off on a good foot. Days that I skip my workout or think, I really need to just totally rest today and I don't even go outside for a walk, I always regret it later. I usually will feel kind of less balanced in my day. I feel a little more off. I feel less focused. So that's one thing I do, and I weave lots of magic into my workouts, which I may do a video on later, but I don't want this one to be too long, so we're going to move swiftly on to the practice that I do second in the morning, and that one is giving myself a little bit of protective energy before I leave my house. As someone who takes on energies of others really easily, I like to do a little spiritual protection, energetic protection before I leave. So I will just quickly, I visualize kind of a shield around myself. I set the intention in my mind that I am safe, I am protected, and basically I'm only welcoming in energies that are beneficial to me and rejecting any that are not. So this is something I do just literally before I leave the house. Usually I'm getting my sneakers on, I'm getting my bag together, and I'll just take a pause and set those intentions, do that quick visualization before I'm out the door. If you also absorb energies really easily, then I would suggest you do the same. I have a whole video on spiritual protection practices. I could link it in the description below if you want to watch it. But it's really important for us to put up those boundaries and kind of safeguard ourselves when we're going to be out and about in the world. So doing this helps me from taking on stressful or negative energies from environments and people that I might be around while I'm out. As someone who is an anxious person, energetically sensitive person, I really don't need to be taking on extra stress and extra emotions that aren't even my own. So it's really important as part of my morning routine to do this before I go outside. So something I do after I get back from the gym and I'm getting ready for my day, have my shower, I get dressed, whatever, I have a calming mist that I make myself that I will spritz myself with before I really get into my work day. I've had requests to do a video on making these energetic mists for yourself, so that is coming soon. I do have it on my list for my July content for YouTube, so stay tuned if you're interested in learning how to make these mists. It's a really fulfilling activity, really magical experience. You can craft them for any intention you want. They're great. They're staples in my practice and in my daily routines. So look forward to that video if it sounds interesting to you. So yeah, it's a quick thing I do. I'll usually state an affirmation while I'm spritzing myself with this calming mist. So it's just another thing that helps me to keep a grounded energy, keep my nervous system in check, and doing it at the beginning of my day just kind of sets the right tone, helps to set the right tone and bring in the right energy for me to be more calm as I move through my day. And next thing I do, which I think number 4, I'm trying to do these in order. They might be a little out of order, but I'm doing my best to put them in order of my actual daily routines. This is something I do throughout the day, but we'll start with breakfast. I nourish myself with high vibe, high energy foods. So this is incredibly important for our entire holistic health, to feed our bodies well. And everybody knows eating healthy is, beneficial for our health in so many ways. Even though, we all know this, we kind of often will just push it to the side. It's like, oh, I'm fine. I don't really need to eat my veggies today, or whatever it might be. You do. You do need to eat your veggies today and every day. So my diet is really centered around whole foods. I'm vegan as well, so I eat a lot of fresh fruit and veg, beans, legumes, things like tofu, tempeh, seitan, lots of herbs and spices as well. So kitchen witchery is also a big part of my spiritual practice, my magical practice. So it all kind of weaves together in my daily routines. I'll choose foods that hold energies for joy, that hold energies for calm and grounding. A lot of the foods that I eat do focus around these energies and help to keep my nervous system, once again, in check and centered, and helps me from kind of spiraling at some point in the day. I definitely notice when my food routine is a little bit off, or if I'm out all day, or if I'm traveling, or if I just decide I deserve like a nice little cheat day. I really notice the difference in how I feel. And I'll notice if I'm having anxious days or an anxious day that I probably haven't gotten the nutrition I should have done. I've probably had too many, say, cheat foods or sweet treats or heavy foods, something like this. So on a normal day, I really keep structure to my food, and I really do pair my food choices with the intentions I have for myself. I do that a lot. And always in the day, feeling calm and balanced is one of my intentions. As someone who deals with anxiety, and it's taken me years to get these routines and systems in place so that I know what to do to make myself feel grounded and calm and to have less kind of triggers happen throughout the day. And yeah, calming, balancing foods, grounding foods is a big part of that. And I am going to do a video on kitchen witchery and what it involves and kind of how I use it in my practice and in my days. So I guess that's something else you can stay tuned for. If you haven't, subscribed to the channel just yet and this is sounding interesting to you, please do subscribe, and it'll be coming soon. You won't miss it. I think I also have it written for my July. I did my whole summer schedule the other day. So yeah, subscribe. Don't miss upcoming videos. Anyways, I'm not going to go on and on too long about this. nourishing food and energy, because I could for a very long time. And like I said, I don't want this video to be too long. So that's the fourth thing I do. Nourishing foods, high vibe foods. So important to my mental state, my physical state, my spiritual state. Next up, number 5, I'm gonna just talk about these things together because I do them at the same time. I will journal for a few minutes and I will do a card pull. So journaling, can't stress the benefits enough. If you're an anxious person, if you're a stressed person especially, you gotta journal. You've gotta get those thoughts down. Get them out on paper. Don't hold them in. It can bring so much clarity, so much comfort. It can make you feel just balanced and centered within yourself. So many benefits. So I journal. This is the thing that probably takes the most time, because I said a lot of these things, they're all practical things, and yeah, they are woven in, so they don't really take any extra time at all. But the journaling for me does. Some people are like, spend 10 minutes journaling, spend 5 minutes journaling, and you can, and that's amazing. I would recommend spending even just 5 minutes at the start of your day or the end of your day if you prefer. I, however, have a hard time only spending 5 or 10 minutes journaling because I just start writing and I keep writing. So this part of my day probably takes me, I'd say 30 minutes out of my morning routine, so it's the longest part for sure. But you know, I wake up early enough so that I can allot that time because I know that it takes me 20 or 30 minutes. Because you know, I'll usually write a couple of pages. Some people don't write as much, they'll just like get down a few thoughts, and that's great too, but I ramble when I journal. So it takes me a little bit more time, but it doesn't have to. If you want to start including it, you can totally just do 5 minutes. Write down, you know, 3 things that are on your mind that day. Write down 3 things you want to accomplish. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. It can be a quick process as well. Or you can just go in like I do and spend 20 or 30 minutes in the morning doing it. For me, it's worth it. I always come out of a journal session feeling better, feeling more relaxed. Maybe I didn't start the day off feeling so calm and, you know, happy-go-lucky. I'll feel definitely a lot better after the writing session. So for me, definitely worth the time in the morning. And then after I do my journaling, I do a card pull. Sometimes I do just one. Sometimes I've done up to 4 from 4 different decks. Depends on the day. Depends on how I'm feeling. But I'll do at least one. And doing this just, again, it helps me feel balanced in my day. It helps me gain a little bit more clarity on the day and things I want to get done, or if I'm having, you know, decisions to make that day. Pulling cards can really help me focus and gain some inner wisdom and just see what messages my inner self wants to tell me, what messages the universe wants to tell me for the day. So that's a really important thing that I do as well. That helps me stay in alignment and balanced and grounded. And I'm using these same words a lot, but calm, balance, groundedness. Groundedness? Is that a word? Grounded. We'll just go grounded. Having a sense of focus and peace on the inside. These are the words. I'm probably going to keep saying them. So yeah, like I said, I'll do 1 to 4 cards. Sometimes I'll use a certain oracle deck. Sometimes I pull a tarot card. I have a crystal deck that I use a lot. I'll usually pull one of those every day. It's just like gives me the crystal that'll be most beneficial for me for the day. I have spiritual message oracle cards that just have like one little sentence or 2 on them that always give me a lot of insight. And I have an animal oracle deck that I use sometimes if I want to see, you know, which animal spirit I'm resonating with that day. Yeah, so I changed the decks up. This is something you could do. This one doesn't take too long, especially if I only pull 1 card. It takes just a couple minutes. You know, shuffle, focus, pull a card, and then spend a minute just deciphering the messages and how they reflect for me for the day and for my life at the time. I think I'm out of order now, but that's okay. I think this is the 6th thing. Doesn't matter. I think it's number 6. I choose my crystals that I wear for the day with a lot of intention. I choose them depending on what I have going on that day. I choose them depending on how I'm feeling that day. And I actually do this before journaling, but it really doesn't matter. And I have some staples, like I'll always choose one that has calming energy, grounding energy, pretty much on the daily, like kind of a necessity as part of my anti-anxiety routine for the day. So for today, I have rose quartz for a little extra self-love. I have hematite for grounding. Can you see these? Hematite for grounding. And then I have this one, which I love so much. And I just got this on my trip to Canada. I just got back, which is why I missed a couple of videos. Sorry about that. But this one, I was so happy to find it because It has black tourmaline, favorite of mine for protection and grounding. It has lapis, can I speak? Lapis lazuli, which is so great for calming energy, and it has amethyst, which is also great for balance and calm. So it has all three of them on the same bracelet. I was like, this absolutely needs to come home with me. So that's what I'm wearing today. And, you know, I change it up. Like I said, I'll always include something that is a grounding, balancing, kind of calming energy. And I usually will choose something else as well. Sometimes I'll wear earrings that are crystal, sometimes a necklace. Always, though, at least one bracelet, usually a few. And then I actually also always wear my amethyst ring. That's a staple as well. So that's something you could do. Again, it's just part of getting ready in the morning. It doesn't take any extra time. Just think about your day, think about the energies you want to attract and feel and bring into yourself, and choose your crystals accordingly. Okay, I have two more things that I'm going to go through real quick. One is affirmations. I do affirmations every single day. I will say them in my mind sometimes while I'm getting ready. I will often include them in my journaling session. At the end, I'll write down, I don't know, 5 or 10 affirmations. You don't have to write that many. That I am feeling for my day and for my goals at the time and for anything I'm trying to manifest. And I always include some affirmations for calm and relaxation and just knowing that I'm safe and protected and it's going to be a good day. Those kinds of things. So that's one. And the final one I'm going to talk about is meditation. I know everyone talks about it, but it really is so helpful if you are an anxious person, a stressed person, a person who worries a lot, a person who's sensitive to energies around you. I really would recommend starting a meditation practice. And I get it. It was really hard for me too. Did a video on it. I can link it below if you want to have a peek. But it was really hard for me. But for the past, well, it's been over a year now. I have been in a really good rhythm of meditating. I do a meditation right before I go to sleep. And that's the time that works for me. I've tried other times in the day. I can't stay consistent with them. But that one, it's perfect. It ends my day in a sense of calm and peace and also uplifted energy, and allows me to have a better night's sleep and allows me to, you know, kind of let go of things that happened in the day, anything that might have been stressful, any energies I may have picked up. I find a meditation really helps me just come back to center. And, you know, that's what it does. It grounds you, it centers you, it connects you with your higher self. So that's how I end my day. And it's really been a game changer for me to start doing that right before sleep. And I don't do a long one. I would say between 10 and 20 minutes. It depends on the day and which meditation I choose to do. I do guided meditations. I'm not very good at meditating just in silence on my own. I like to have that guidance, that kind of structure to the meditation and kind of focus to the meditation. So I use the Aura Health app to do my meditations at night. They have amazing guided ones. If you want to check them out. Sponsored, not affiliated, nothing like that. It's just I started using them about, I think I started using them in this last summer was when I discovered them. I was trying some other things before that, but using that app has really helped me kind of just be consistent, and they have so much great stuff on there. So you can check that out if you want. And that's it. Those are the things I do every day without fail, and they're a big part of me keeping my anxiety at bay, because, you know, anxiety is fickle. It's so much of it is within your subconscious, and having the routines in the actual physical world helps me to, just keep it in check, because sometimes you never know when it's gonna pop up. You never know when a trigger is gonna happen. It really depends on your own personal triggers. It depends on where your anxiety stems from. But definitely incorporating some practices into your regular routines and making rituals out of them as part of your day-to-day is so helpful for managing it and having more days without it than you do with it. I'm also have a little course I'm putting together. It's on pre-sale right now, Burnout to Balance. It's all about magical spiritual practices for your nervous system and for caring for yourself in that way. I'll link it below if you want to check it out. You can click through, see some details, and that's all I have for you today. I thank you so much if you're still watching. My sincere gratitude to you. I appreciate your presence so much. And if the video resonated, if you like some of the tips, I would love if you leave me a comment. Let me know which practice you might like to implement, or tell me some practices that you do yourself to keep your anxiety in check, because I would love to hear them. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you don't want to miss any upcoming videos, including some of the ones I mentioned as we were going through these things. I will also leave my blog, my socials down below. I post on Instagram regularly. I post on my blog pretty regularly. Lots of good resources. And yeah, I am sending you so many blessings for a magical weekend and week ahead. Thank you so much. Until next time. Bye.